Hello, y'all, and welcome back to the Be the Hero channel. My name is Isabelle, and I help you understand who you are using personality typing and astrology. Now, we have a very exciting event happening on August 8th, which if you're following astrology or have been for a while, you likely already know about what this is. But if you do not, we have an event called the Lionsgate, or also known as the 8-8 portal, happening on August 8th. And this is somewhat unique from a lot of the astrology updates that I normally give, or at least it's a very different transit, one that I would not normally cover, because to my understanding for a long time, it was something that was less had to do with astrology and more to do with numerology. But after researching it more, this is a very interesting astrological event. And so in this video, I'm going to do my best using a presentation that I put together for you guys to summarize and give you guys all the information on what that means, or what the 8-8 portal is, the Lionsgate portal, and how it's going to affect you. Because the Lionsgate portal, after researching it more, is a really great opportunity to liberate ourselves from negative emotions, liberate ourselves from limiting beliefs, and just expand our capacity and elevate our consciousness. So if you're looking to break free of anything, the Lionsgate portal is a perfect opportunity to do so. But before I dive in, hit the link in the description below to get your very own My Horoscope Made Me Do It hoodie, which I do not have on me right now. But it's an awesome hoodie. You're going to want to check it out in the link in the description below, where it's also available as a t-shirt. So what I'm going to do for this video is first off note that I quite literally only finished this presentation, making it a couple hours ago, and it's most likely going to have some typos. You know, my Mars and Gemini just really wanted to put it together and was so excited to share it that I didn't want to wait. And the 8-8 portal is coming up, as it is August 5th right now. So I wanted to make sure that I got this up in time for you guys so that you knew all the information for the Lionsgate portal ASAP, because we can feel the effects of the Lionsgate portal happening now. It's just that we are not to the day it peaks yet. So in this presentation, we're going to find out more about what the Lionsgate portal is and why it's important for you. And if you stay tuned to the end of this video, you're going to have a horoscope for how specifically it's going to affect you. So in this, I'm also going to cover what the Lionsgate 8-8 portal is, what the sun is in astrology, what the star Sirius is in astrology, the Leo archetype, also the Cancer archetype, what to expect on August 8th, other planets are involved, because what makes each 8-8 portal different from the year before is how all the other planets are aligned. And we have actually Venus playing a huge role in this 8-8 portal this year. So you're going to want to know about that. And again, like I said, at the end of the video, I will give you a horoscope for how it's going to affect each zodiac sign. So first and foremost, what is the Lionsgate portal? The Lionsgate portal, which is on August 8th, also known as the 8-8 portal, is a hypothetical quote-unquote gateway that opens on August 8th every year as the sun and the star Sirius, which is known as our spiritual sun, form an alignment. Now, that's what an overview of what the Lionsgate portal is for those who are new to it. So if you have no idea what the Lionsgate portal is, the simplest explanation is that the sun and Sirius, which is the brightest star in the sky, are forming an alignment. But there's more to it, which I will cover later. But first, let's back up and talk about the planets and signs involved, because to understand the transit fully and understand what is coming our way, we first need to understand what the planets each represent that are involved and what the signs truly mean. So we can talk about the Cancer archetype first, because Sirius, while this is something new that I just learned. Whenever I thought of the Lionsgate portal, I thought of Leo energy. And it is true that the Lionsgate portal always happens during Leo season. But I've just discovered that this is not a conjunction necessarily, at least to my understanding and from my research. It's possible I'm wrong on this, as I always can be. So if you find that during any of these presentations that I have misinformation, let me know in those comments below and I will update. But to my understanding and thorough research, the star Sirius is in actually the Cancer archetype. And so Cancer is also involved in this Lionsgate portal. So let's talk about the Cancer archetype so then we can understand how it plays a role for the Sirius star. Cancer is the 4th sign of the zodiac, and it's the first water sign we interact with. This means that it's the first way we experience emotion, through nurturing. The first time we think about as a human being, the first time we come into contact with a sense of emotion is through being a child, through crying, and having our mother figure care for us. So Cancer represents motherly and familial qualities such as gentleness, care, compassion, and protectiveness. Cancer is represented by the crab, and this helps us understand the Cancer archetype very well because I feel like generally, well, this goes for every zodiac sign actually. Generally, because astrology, the more and more it has become popular, the more we've become or come to misunderstand what each of the archetypes is truly about. And in turn, what their qualities are. So I hear people talk about Cancers all the time and they're like, oh my God, they're so sensitive. They cry all the time. They're so sad. And most people who are Cancers, born between roughly June 20th to July 20th, think, well, yes, but not really. There is a sensitive nature to Cancer. But what we miss when we think about the Cancer archetype is that they're represented by the crab. The crab has a hard shell exterior to protect themselves from the world, to protect their soft interior. They move through life in a nonlinear way, as Cancers tend to do. And you think of the crab going sideways across the beach. People who have strong Cancer energy move through life in that indirect fashion. And this is because they act off of their emotions. Hence why Cancers can be very intuitive, easily knowing what they feel and what they need. To a Cancer, they always know what it is they desire, need, and want, or at least they often do. And it's more so the struggle of always adapting to that ever-changing need and desire. So Cancer, while often stereotyped as this caring and nurturing person, which is true, there's also this realm of protectiveness to them. In context to this event that we're about to have, the idea of healing is most primarily important. Cancer represents where we first learn to feel and keep it simple. We don't overthink what we feel. It's simply just, I feel, and I need nurturance and I need care. The sun in astrology is the giver of life. It represents vitality, energy, and the core. In our birth chart, the sun is often associated with the ego. The sun is what gives us energy. Its current placement shows what energizes us. So the sun oftentimes can be a confusing, or at least has become in astrology, something that we misunderstand because of our sun sign. We first get into astrology and we go, I'm a Cancer, I'm a Leo, I'm a Virgo, and we think it's not really accurate. So the sun doesn't get much of an important role. In general, or to put it simply, as far as current transits of the sun go, wherever the sun is currently shows us what energizes us. So with the sun in Leo currently, as of roughly July 21st, I believe, maybe 22nd, we gain energy from play, expression, courage, and love. This is what's lit up in our life. The sun shines a light on these themes for us, and we feel called to shine and seek a greater sense of passion. We all, whether we are Leos or not, feel called to embrace Leo energy somewhere or another. And when we do during Leo season, we feel more energized than we expect to. Sirius in astrology, actually, I'm going to jump a few signs here. So let's talk about the Leo archetype really quick. I know I just bounced a ton. Bear with me here, guys, because I meant to have a slide on Leo, but I did not remember to put this one in. Hence why I said I literally just threw this presentation together. Leo is the 5th archetype of the zodiac wheel, and it is the 2nd fire sign we interact with. And one second. This really shows as being the second fire sign we interact with, really shows how we take our fire to another level. In Aries, the first sign and the first fire sign of the zodiac, we learn to just start things, initiate. The spark is born. It's not necessarily this big flame yet, but we want to try everything. So Aries is represented by this impulse, this innocence in a way, this ignorance. They're not afraid to be the fool and put themselves out there. They are reckless, blunt, they are unfiltered. In Leo, when we get, basically once we make our way through the 4 elements and come back to fire, this is where we go, is there something more out there? Is there a greater sense of passion I could fulfill? And so in Leo, we learn how to chase a farther passion, find a deeper sense of passion, and live a life of love and joy. And this is something that is often misunderstood, I think, about the Leo archetype, especially just because of how modern society has started to interpret Leos, especially those who have strong Leo energy. Leo is now often thought of as the partier, the one who's an attention seeker. And while it is true that Leo does like to take center stage, think of it as they're represented by the lion, as you can see here in this graph or infographic. Leo is the lion. And if you think of a lion, you don't just think of play, you think of confidence, strength, courage, bravery, a fierceness. Leo is this balance in where we learn to embrace fire in the sense of balance of strength and love. Love requires strength. We must have integrity. We must have a sense of self-worth and authenticity. And also at the same time, with this authenticity, we have confidence. Confidence in just owning who we are. Leo is the lion, and so they own the fact that they are known as the king of the jungle. And Leo is an energy that exists within all of us. And so when we tap into it, we realize we are our own king or queen. We are an authority. We are a leader by being our authentic selves. Oftentimes, Leo energy gets misinterpreted or misembraced or embraced in the negative when we try to seek attention from a place of inauthenticity rather than owning who we truly are and letting that shine through. And again, Leo is this balance of strength and love, love in strength, strength in love. And so for all of us, the journey of embracing Leo, especially during this Leo season and with all these transits, is around learning to authentically be ourselves, cultivate our sense of strength and courage, strength to be love, courage to be loving, and a love that promotes our sense of strength and a love that helps us be courageous. Since I did not have a graph on or a page on Leo archetype, that is the summary of the Leo archetype, which is important to know going forward about this Lionsgate portal, which is, while it may have a lot to do with Cancer energy, it is primarily Leo energy, which I will get to in a minute. And that's because the sun is in Leo. So let's talk about Sirius in astrology, because Sirius is the backbone of this Lionsgate portal. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky and is known as our spiritual sun. Sirius is said to illuminate the truth of the energetic skull. Sirius is said to illuminate the truth of our energetic soul. Ancients believed it was the gateway to higher vibrational beings. And I really want to tense on this spiritual sun concept, because this is the simplest way to understand what Sirius represents for us in astrology. The sun, the giver of life, represents what energizes us in more so the 3-dimensional. Sirius can be thought of as an energizer for the 5th dimension or our higher plane of existence. This spiritual sun energizes our energetic being. It helps us connect to our soul, to our spirit, to the part of us that is not material, what maybe you can even say lies in the ether. And so when we have an aspect with Sirius, we feel more connected to spirit, to our soul, and to our energy. We can experience spiritual healing and go further in our journey towards wholeness. Sirius disappears from our view here on Earth for 70 days, only to reappear. In ancient Egypt, This reappearance of Sirius indicated that the Nile will soon flood. And this is what's really interesting about this is because this is tied in to Sirius being currently in Cancer. Cancer, as the water sign and the archetype of the mother, is the archetype of the mother. And with Sirius here, this indicates that the spiritual sun brings us emotional flooding that can liberate our soul and connect us to our energetic being. Sirius, the spiritual sun in Cancer, the emotional nurturer, and where we first connect with emotion, indicates that we all have a journey, which has been going on for a long time because Sirius has been in Cancer for quite some time and will continue to be in Cancer for quite some time since it travels so slowly. Represents for us that emotional liberation or spiritual liberation of our energetic soul and being will come through emotional liberation. So how does Sirius being in this watery sign of Cancer overlap with the sun being in Leo? And why is this making what is called the Lionsgate Portal, or also known as the 8-8 portal? With Sirius moving very slowly through the zodiac, the sun and Sirius form a semi-sextile at around 14 degrees of Leo and Cancer. Again, Sirius is in Cancer, the sun is in Leo, which therefore creates the Lionsgate Portal. They are both, it has changed degrees subtly over the many years, but right now they're both, or Sirius is in 14 degrees of Cancer. And so when the sun goes into 14 degrees of Leo, it shines a light and opens this portal. And another thing about this too, what makes the Lionsgate Portal so also a very spiritual experience is that 15 degrees or 14 degrees of Leo is halfway through our journey through the Leo archetype. So it represents this in a way like a peak. If you were to picture Leo season as like a graph, we slowly rise into the energy, which then peaks on 8-8. And then it descends once again, and we slowly move away from the Lionsgate Portal. This is the peak of Leo season, the peak of Leo energy, as the Lionsgate Portal indicates. The Lionsgate Portal, though, is also known as the 8-8 portal, and this is where numerology comes into play. The number 8 in numerology has a lot of spiritual significance. For starters, as I know number 8 in numerology, it is associated with abundance and power. Those who have a numerology life path of 8 are often shying away from their abundance, shying away from their power, and they find themselves living in scarcity. They are afraid of owning their authenticity, afraid of owning themselves confidently, and afraid of owning their gifts in order to expand their life, manifest things rapidly. And so these people are meant to reach higher peaks and try to attain in positive power in many ways in order to live in energetic alignment. The number 8 is where we tap into our strength and embrace how powerful we truly are. This is very similar energy to Leo energy. This is where we tap into strength and love. This is not just some power-hungry number. It does not represent control and manipulation. It is about leading a life of authenticity, owning that we are our own authority, and leading the way for others. And if they follow us, that's great. Leo is loving and courageous and strong, and so does the number 8 represent this as well. The 8 also represents an infinity. And again, coming back to that energy of abundance and power, those two words, abundance and power, are often feared in society and taught to be wrong, because we shouldn't want more, especially material things. So just shy away from that, stay in a bit of scarcity. You can just live on the side of the street and you should be karmically healed, or so to say. But the number 8 reminds us that we can always shoot for more. We can embrace our power, embrace our abundance, embrace our desires and our strength, achieve more, and that enables us to give more. This is infinite. Abundance is not something, again, that is scarce. Abundance implies that there's more than enough to go around at all times. something that has infinite potential. The number 8 reminds us of our infinite potential. And so every year when we have the day, August 8th, this is a reminder for us to embrace our abundance, embrace our power, embrace our infinite potential, just as the star Sirius represents. This energetic alignment of the Lionsgate portal between the sun and the spiritual sun is a reminder for us to not get too caught up in the 3D and to tap into our greater potential. Sirius lines up with us to remind us that you are capable of more abundance in your physical reality, or capable of more healing, or capable of more spiritual power. My interpretation of this portal is Sirius makes the energy of the sun stronger and more concentrated. It's like we have a magnifying glass now pointing at the earth to magnify our highest potential. And if you are someone who is interested in self-development, highest potential is something that you are already aware of and are trying to strive towards. You may have felt recently that your journey towards that has been backpedaled, or it's been harder to achieve, and you felt discouraged. The 8-8 portal is the opportunity for us to realign with our highest potential and what we are truly capable of. Again, these have to do with the Leo and Cancer archetypes. And Cancer is all about the heart. It's all about nurturance and love. And Leo is where we take that love to more of a confidence. Both of these archetypes truly are about love. They just have very different expressions of it. And so these two planets, or stars, so to say, that are creating this aspect, now pointing like a magnifying glass on Earth, are here to remind us that love is the answer. Healing might be required to embrace that love. And it takes courage to liberate yourself from what weighs you down. The 8-8 portal is a time to liberate your being. And so stepping into a sense of courage may be required to do that healing, and we can experience deep release during this time. It's like Cancer energy may bring in this energetic flooding, and it has been since we've been feeling the effects of the Lionsgate portal since the sun entered Leo. But now we also have, on the day of the portal, the energies of Leo magnified positively. And this can help us step into more courage, more confidence, more leadership, owning who we are. We will all be embracing the line within, and we realize that we can only tap into this line within by embracing all that we feel and all of our pain in order to let it go. Now, what makes this portal different from all the other years of Lionsgate portals? We have currently Venus going retrograde in the sign of Leo. And ironically enough, I just filmed another one of these presentations about an aspect Venus is going to be making with the sun on August 13th called the Venus star point. My brain is holding a lot of information, clearly. The Venus star point on August 13th is when Venus is basically perfectly blocking the sun from hitting the Earth, at least from our view. It's not like the sun or Venus is literally, it's not like all these planets are literally in different alignments. It's just that from our perception, it looks to be that way. And so with Venus blocking the sun, we feel more called to reset our intentions around how we embrace Leo energy. Since Venus has gone retrograde in Leo on July 22nd, we've all felt called to reflect on our relationship with authenticity, courage, love, and play. We've been wondering, what makes us truly feel passionate? Is there anything out there that makes us feel passionate? What is our authentic selves? We've been having a bit of a crisis with what makes us feel good and how we enjoy life. For some of us, this has triggered our love life, and we've felt like our love life just doesn't have that spark anymore. Now, as we have the Lionsgate portal happening at 14 degrees of Leo, with the sun there at least, we can feel a bit of a conjunction with Venus. Now, Venus is in some later degrees of Leo, but still with having it present in the same sign means we will feel its effects, especially because the sun is going from making an aspect with Sirius for this Lionsgate portal. And then only a few days later, from the 8th to then the 13th, will we feel the effects of the Venus star point using the sun as for that aspect. So the 8/8 Lionsgate portal forms a conjunction with Venus that is currently retrograde in Leo. Shortly after having the Lionsgate portal open, we experience the Venus star point in Leo. Having this Venus star point energy starting to emerge means that not only is the Lionsgate portal inviting us to heal ourselves energetically, liberate our soul, connect with our highest potential, and activate any, as many people say, dormant DNA or dormant potential lying within us. But also, this is helping us find and reawaken a sense of courage and reawaken a love for life. We're going straight from the 8/8 portal to then having the Venus star point in Leo. And so this is a lot of healing energy around the Leo archetype. Excuse me. So we've had a huge healing journey around the Leo archetype. And for those who have strong Leo energy, this has felt like a pain in the butt. But we're healing. We're healing, guys. And this is for the better. A lot of us have, whether we have strong Leo energy or not, have become misaligned with how we embrace the energy of Leo. Some of us feel like we can't embrace the energy of Leo at all. Some people lean too heavily into Leo energies in the negative and can become egocentric, self-centered, and craving attention, and inauthentic. This Lionsgate portal and the Venus star point that is happening in Leo is forming an invitation. And if anything, it's not an invitation, it's a demand to heal our relationship with Leo, to heal our relationship and find our authentic self, to heal our emotional wounds, to discover who we truly are, so then we can be courageously and lovingly in alignment with that version of ourselves. This is about owning ourselves in the end, owning the lion that lives within, owning who we are, and seeing that that is more than enough. That makes us the hero of our journey. The 8/8 portal, as it activates some of our greatest potential, connects us to a more sense of spiritual meaning, connects us to maybe even higher consciousness or higher vibrations, is inviting us to truly expand who we are and step forward and take the next step on our hero's journey. And then having the Lionsgate portal conjunct Venus means that this could be changing so much of either our love life or our love for life. So overall, what should we expect on August 8th? Expect, first of all, spiritual revelation. You may be, again, like I said, feeling meaningless recently, feeling like you don't know what gives you a sense of love for life or what makes you feel good in life. And you could, with Sirius, the spiritual sun being involved in the Lionsgate portal, be experiencing spiritual reconnection and revelation. You realize what gives you a sense of meaning. You feel connected to whatever it is you believe in, whether that's God or just universe, etc. We could also be having inner exploration. This is partially because we have Venus retrograde in this sign, and so this calls us to reflect, but this is also about our spiritual journey. So we are looking within and finding the power that lies within us. And this is the 8/8 portal. So we are looking for the abundance and power and authenticity that lies within us. We could experience a sense of freedom during this time. This is all about liberation. The Leo archetype is not controlled by anyone. The lion in the jungle is not controlled by anyone. They are an authority. They are the authority of their lives. And so during the 8/8 portal, we can feel that we are freeing ourselves from restraint and we are finding what is making us powerful. We can also experience some third eye opening. If you are familiar with the chakras or just a spiritual person, you know that the third eye represents our vision, our insight and our connection to something greater, to see the dualities, to see life as a whole. And so during the 8-8 portal, we could be feeling like our third eye is opening. We are connecting the dots. We are seeing everything clearly. We are seeing why we are here. We are seeing what has limited us in the past. And along with third eye opening, we could be experiencing heart chakra healing, because again, both the Cancer and the Leo archetype have a lot to do with love. And so your sense of self-love, love for life, and love for others could be massively healed during this time. And it's also Sirius is the spiritual sun. And so we could be, as we're connecting to higher vibrations, we're getting to the closer to the pure vibration of love. And we can feel more loving for all beings around us. We could experience heightening in our consciousness, or experience higher vibrations of consciousness and up-level our consciousness during this time. That is, in the end, the greatest opportunity that the 8-8 portal invites to us. We have the opportunity to elevate our consciousness and experience higher vibration energy. And finally, as I've said many times, the 8-8 portal, which if you think of the number 8, it looks like DNA. It's awakening our dormant DNA and dormant potential, both on a spiritual and physical level. We are learning today on the 8-8 portal how to step in to greater versions of ourselves. We could be reawakening anything that lied within that we forgot about, stepping into a greater version of ourselves that is both spiritually and physically fulfilling. Now, the question is, how does the Lionsgate portal affect people differently? Again, this has to do with the stars Sirius in Cancer and the sun in Leo. And based on your sign, it'll affect you slightly differently. This is about awakening your potential. And it's about our spiritual journey. So while there are certain houses associated with the spiritual journey more so than others, where you find this potential could be different for you all. Hence why I have pulled together how the Lionsgate portal is affecting everyone differently based on your zodiac sign. So for starters, if you are a Leo, sun, moon, or rising, you're going to feel this the most in your 1st and 12th house, which means for you, you are recently reflecting on your sense of identity. And today of the Lionsgate portal on 8-8, you could be looking into what lies in your unconscious that needs to be healed in order for you to live in better alignment with your sense of identity. Is there fears there? Is anything keeping you limited or afraid of just showing up authentically? Now, granted, if you are a Leo, and specifically a Leo sun or Leo rising, being expressive is not hard for you, but are you doing so from a place of having to be seen? And could you allow yourself more healing to just relax and be at more ease? If you are a Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, you could feel this strongly in your house of worth and your identity. Is there perceptions you hold about yourself? Is there these ways that you think you, quote unquote, should show up in the world and how you must appear? Is there ways you perceive yourself that keep you from owning your own sense of self-worth? During the Lionsgate portal, you could be experiencing healing around your identity wounds, and this can help you feel more worthy and own your worth, and maybe even expand your wealth. Looking into your sense of identity and wealth would be important. Again, for all these horoscopes for each of the zodiac signs, looking and paying attention to the houses that I mentioned during this time would be beneficial. If you are a Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, you are probably realizing that you have a lot of wounds around your sense of self-worth and how worthy you are. You probably don't hold yourself on high enough of a pedestal, and allowing yourself to nurture yourself during this time and just generally could be deeply healing for you. And during the Lionsgate portal, you may find that you're releasing wounds around your sense of self-worth, potentially even money, and you could be experiencing more empowerment in your sense of self and how you show up with other people in the world, in your daily life, and how you communicate yourself to other people. This for you, Gemini, is truly about owning your voice. If you are a Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, you may find that you have, or without knowing, hold wounds in how you communicate with other people. During the 8/8 portal, you will be experiencing healing and empowerment in your family life, in your home, but you may realize that a lot of it stems from how you communicate yourself, maybe even your relationship with your siblings. Your family, and specifically your brothers and sisters, could be extremely important for you during this time. If you're an Aries, sun, moon, or rising, you could be experiencing empowerment and spiritual healing and spiritual revelation in your romantic life, breaking boundaries that have been keeping you limited for a long time, and doing some healing work around your family may be required to do so and to really awaken your truest potential. You may also find that the more you do healing work around your family and your roots, the more you can express yourself creatively. If you're Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, you may find that you have issues with expressing yourself and how much you allow yourself to be playful and rest. And this could change how you show up in your daily life for you, how you serve other people. You may find that you, through spiritual healing and through this 8/8 portal that is awakening all of our potentials, you may find more of what it means to you to serve other people. If you are an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, this affects your 7th house of partnership and your 6th house of service. So you may find that you are serving from a place of misalignment, and this could change how you show up in your one-on-one partnerships. This is your opposite sign. The 8/8 portal happens primarily in Leo. The Lionsgate portal happens in Leo. And while it may be your opposite, you guys have a lot in common. So during this time, you may be going through a spiritual healing journey that helps you show up better in your relationships. If you're a Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, sexual healing is destined for you primarily, and deep shadow work could be done. The 8th house has a lot to do with healing our shadows, while it is also about intimacy. And during this time for you, Capricorn, as we have the Lionsgate portal highlighting for you the Leo and Cancer archetype in your 8th and 7th house, you may find that you could do a lot of deep spiritual work or find a lot of spiritual healing and up-leveling through your relationships with other people and through intimacy. Now, one note, you can only be as intimate with others as you are with yourself. So start with yourself during the Lionsgate portal, as this is about your own spiritual journey. If you are a Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising, you may have felt that you needed to do shadow work recently. And during the 8/8 portal, you feel especially called to release the things that hide in your shadows. And these shadows could potentially be around your sexuality. And this will help you find a better sense of meaning in life. This is in your 9th house of travel, philosophy, and meaning, learning that shapes the identity. And so you could experience an identity shift during this time, a greater sense of why you are here on Earth, and also interacting with people from faraway places that give you a sense of meaning. You may also find that you need more travel in your life in order to fulfill that. If you are a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, you have been called to focus on, as the previous horoscope mentioned, in a way, what your spiritual journey is, why you're here on Earth. And you could be releasing a lot of biases around why you're here and what you're supposed to be doing. And this could change how recognized you feel and how well you own yourself in your career. Your career and your travels are the key to your spiritual evolution during this time. If you're a Libra, sun, moon, or rising, this affects your career and your community. Looking into your career or community for spiritual revolution or evolution during this time could be beneficial for you. You may find you have a lot of baggage you need to release in your career, and this could help inspire you to show up better in your community and find a better sense of purpose. You may even awaken a sense of meaning and vision during this time in alignment with your authentic self. And finally, if you are a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, this affects your subconscious and your community. What is it you've always believed are your big dreams? What is it that you considered your big visions? How do you show up in your community? Maybe these things need healing during this time, as the star Sirius invites spiritual awakening and realization here. And you may find yourself awakening your potential and your strength and your abundance through unconscious work. Look into your mind today, look into your beliefs, look into specifically your beliefs around community and purpose, and see what you find. Here's your friendly reminder to summarize what energy we are feeling during the Lionsgate Portal, the 8/8 portal, as the spiritual sun Sirius and the sun align. We are not human beings having a spiritual experience, but a spiritual being having a human one. In the end, the Lionsgate Portal is here to remind us that at our core, we are not matter, we are energy. And so we are here to connect with more of that. And the more we connect to simply our energy and let go of the persona, the identity, the things, the tasks, the to-do list, the yada, 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 the baggage, the emotional baggage, our roots, the more we can find wholeness, the more we can connect to a sense of love. And that energy is heightened today. So we can connect our physical body to our energetic one to tap in to pure consciousness, which in its truest form is pure love. If you have any more questions and are lost to some degree somewhere at all about the Lionsgate Portal and you want to learn potentially more about how it's going to affect you, then you can book a reading by going to makingmindfulnessfun.com/product/coaching-Isabelle. The link is also in the description below, and it's much easier to go click that than to go type in that whole long link. So hit the link in the description below to book one of those 2 readings that are mentioned right here to learn more about how the Lionsgate Portal is going to affect you if you're still confused. Or simply, if you feel called to dive deeper into yourself or your purpose during this time, then you can book a 1-hour self-revolution reading in alignment or as you feel called to during the Lionsgate Portal to dive into these things, dive into these topics, and learn more about why it is you are here based on your birth chart, Enneagram, and numerology. So you can book the 1-hour self-revolution reading in the same link that is in the description below. Or if you just have questions about the Lionsgate Portal and you don't understand some things, you want a better horoscope in the fastest amount of time possible, then you can book a half-hour, 30-minute reading in the same link in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way through on this presentation. I do know I had typos on this, and I warned you guys ahead of time. So if there was, or not even if there was, if you noticed them, please just let them slide. I sincerely hope, regardless of the typos, that you guys found this presentation and video insightful, and it helped you understand what the Lionsgate Portal holds for us. Please be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down the stars. And once again, we're going to feel the energy of the Lionsgate Portal on 8/8 most strongly, but we're also going to feel it even now and even afterwards until the end of Leo season. And we want to be prepared to embrace this 8/8 portal well, because it will be the first step towards embracing a series of resets around the Leo archetype. Because not only do we have the Lionsgate Portal, but we also have a new moon in Leo, and we have the Venus star point, which I do have a video about that transit as a long form coming out soon. And I already have videos up on our channel covering this Venus star point. So you can watch those at BeTheHero.Academy. Either way, you're destined to uplevel your consciousness during this time. The thing is with the Lionsgate Portal is that it doesn't require you to do anything. It only requires you to embrace being charged. In a way, think of it as like you get to just sunbathe. The sun is aligning with the spiritual sun to hit Earth, and you guys get to bathe in the energy. It is simply that in order to reap the most rewards, follow this guidance in order to look into yourself more deeply and release anything that feels it needs to be released. This is Sirius, it is in Cancer, and so there can be some emotional flooding during this time, so be prepared for that. But I believe in you guys, you got this. This is going to be a positive, magnificent transit for us all. So be ready and open to receive on August 8th of 2023. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to book those readings, like I said, in the link in the description below. And while you're down there, Be sure to get also the free birth chart workbook if you want to understand your astrology better on your own, and grab the Making Mindfulness Fun bundle where you can access all of our workbooks and courses on astrology for only $30. That's $1 per course, per workbook. And my favorite workbook of all time is included only in this bundle, which is the Moon Sign Self-Care Workbook, which I believe your moon is one of the most important things you can know in your chart. So get the bundle now to access the workbook and understand your moon sign in a fun and simplified way fully. Once again, guys, my name is Isabelle. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and stay tuned for more videos breaking down the stars. From my heart to yours, namaste. Bye.